Hello and welcome to the first bonus video. I did not expect to make one so fast, but I sent it to someone and the first thing they complained about were the fact that you could not move those here up and down. So if you add a name and want it up there, you have to delete this thing here. But if you already added all the different languages, that is a pain of another dimension. So I of course had to fix that. So now we have those beautiful arrows here that can move things up and down. Alright, so how are they added? Well, let's get into it. So, first up, um, yeah, this is of course made internet, so I'm just going over to what I have added. The first thing is the list of boxes. It's a list we will be used to contain all the box stuff. And when I say box stuff, I literally mean oh, oh no. Ah, load. I literally mean this area here is actually a box, and this area here is also a box, and of course this area is also a box. So we just need a reference to all those boxes so we can remove them and add them in again. Alright, so now next up we need to go down to where we add the label and the button. Here we're going to add two more buttons, those two here. It should probably not be remove button, so let's just change that to move up button and move down button. Oh, why do they both have... Well, I definitely did something I shouldn't here, right? So, down. Did I just copy paste it over? Don't mind me. Alright, so we are adding a USS to it that we use to color the button or put the arrow thingy on the button. Then we have the move function. The move box needs a contender. Needs which one, so it needs a reference to the one we are moving and if we are moving it up or down. So let's go down into it. And it's literally just down here. So, what do? First, we get the content, and then we get in the parameter, we get if it's moving up or down. So, we need to actually add the entire list, because we need to clean the list. So first, we make a new list of our base containers. We add the entire list of it into. The reason why we don't say list equals list is then we have a reference, and we don't want a reference. We just want the stuff inside the list. So now that we have everything inside, we then need to go through all the boxes and remove them. And the boxes here, as you can see, boxes, we actually have them here. As you can see now, we are now adding the box container when we are making it up here to our box here. Which means also when we click the remove button, we also remove the box. But enough of that. So after that, we clean the boxes after we removed it, so it has no reference to all the boxes we just removed. Next up, we actually go through and set the value of ID, so we get the number of which they are in. So, oh yeah, that's come on. All right, so the first one will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So we just need to know which direction they are, and that way we can then go down here and ask, well, the ID I clicked on, is that higher than 0? If it is, well, that means we can move it up. And that pretty much means that if I click on this one here, it should not try to move it up because there is nothing over it. And the same with the down button. So, and then we also, of course, look upon, did we click the up button or the down button? Well, this should probably take, this is bad coding. Move it over here and do like this. That is better coding. Alright, so next up we need our current the current base container, and we get its value that we just set up here, and then we of course get the one that is over it by simply just going -1 to its value. So now we have the one over it, like we have the thing, the one we clicked on, and we have the one over it. Then we just go down here and literally go into our list and say, well, you are now this and you are now this. So we just change them out. And we do oh, this should be else if else if. All right. And here we just check the value. Is it higher than the count -1 because that is apparently how coding works. No, the -1 is because we don't want it. That's how code works. Oh, that's horrible. That's because when we click this one down here, we don't want it to try and run the code because it should not be able to move it down. So that's why we have the -1 here. And of course, we check it if we have clicked the down button. And we do the same here. First we get it, then we get it in the list, and then we pretty much just make them swap places. Next up, we actually clean our list in the one we saved in the data up here. And then we pretty much just add them like we do when we load them in. Now, this is kind of a stupid way of putting it back in, but it was the easiest way for me to do it in the way that I set it up. Because my system was not set up for that I could move them. So instead I made this system that literally deletes everything and re-import it. Not ideal, but it works. And yeah, I just got it to work so fast. I was like, yeah, it does what it's supposed to. So no harm found. No harm done. Right. So that is pretty much. Oh yeah. Then when we have moved the box, we need to go up here. As you can see, we then add. We, of course, telling when we click the move button, we need to remove that specific box container from the boxes. This pretty much just means that it has the list of all the boxes. So if we don't remove it, well, we get an error because it tried to reference something that doesn't exist anymore. And of course, when we actually add it, we need to add it to the box. And also, another thing is that I have now made something called button box, as you can see right here. That's because I had problems with the buttons being spread out. So I kind of did the sneaky one of putting all the buttons inside a box and then just have the box go to the right. Probably not the best solution, but it is a solution. So we add all the buttons, and remember, it depending on when you add them, they will be in that specific order. So I add button up and down and delete. As you can see, exactly up, down, and delete. And then at the end, of course, I add it here. So let's go into the CCS. No, USS. So the buttons I have added is pretty much the container box here, as you can see. Let's just go in here, and that is this one here. We need it to be in a row, so I just told it to be in a row. And here we get to the exciting stuff of. Can I? Probably better to have it over here, I guess. All right, so how do we actually get the buttons, the color stuff in? So if I move this down a little as well, and we can, yes, here we go. All right, so these are the 3 ways that I have found that you can get the image in. All right, so the first one is the one we actually want to use, and the one that I had the most problem with. Luckily for me, the guys at Unity of their own forums actually answered my question pretty fast, actually. So thank you, Unity. All right, so as you can see, we're actually using this image down here. So let's just look at those down here first. Those here needs the full path. So it needs asset, icons, and then arrow up 1. But it also needs the type. And then we have the URL. For some reason it needs the slash here, but it's pretty much the same. So if we just go resource, icon, and arrow up, it will actually go into our editor and use the resource instead, and go in here and find it. And then we don't need to specifically tell it that it is an image, which is a little confusing because on their documentation they do so have reported this bug. So we can now just delete those and actually go in here, just have it recompile and delete. Then we just need to reopen it. There we go. So you can see we now have the images right here. Actually have them on default. I haven't even set them to be a sprite. Actually, would that destroy it? I wonder. Let's try and close it down and open it again and see if that made an error. No, it did not. Why did it? Why is it so large now? Alright. Alright, so you can make it into a sprite if you want to. I'm just gonna keep it at default because that is what we are using it for. Yeah, we probably also should tell it that it shouldn't load in such a ridiculous big image. No need for that. Yeah, alright. And then we just close it down, open it up again. Yeah, as you can see, it made no difference here. We can probably even set the image to be smaller. And now you can probably ask, well, why do you want a smaller image? Well, the bigger the image is, the harder it is for it to load in. Because in theory, we could set that to have like, holy moly, like 8K images. Now that would start to take on your machine to load in a lot of 8K images all over the place. So by setting them down in resolution, we are we are saving quite a lot of performance. Actually, we could even go further down. I actually don't even think we'd be able to see the difference. Alright, let's try and load this in again. See if we can see the difference. Uh, you can't even. Now my question is actually, do it actually load it in as this? That's actually my question right now because this actually looks more pixelated than it does here. So I don't know if this is only when you're using it actually. But let's just keep it on that for now because this works. And now you can now move those up and down and save and load. And I was for a second there scared it didn't work, but luckily it did. So what if we do this? Save, load. Yes, it works. Save, load. It works. Beautiful. Alright, so that is it for this bonus video. If you have anything else that breaks the system or makes it unbearable to work with, well, leave a comment down below and I shall do my best to try and find an easy fix. Or if you find a beautiful fix for something, well, leave it down below and I will steal it. Borrow it on specific time, I don't know. Alright, thank you for watching.